Whoa, okay, I recorded this a good 3 times already. What's up, YouTube? Right here. So, I want to post content. And I always wanted to. I have in the past when I was very young. I mean, I'm still young, but like younger. But I just feel like I'm in this space of life where life is so different. And I kind of wonder where life will take me after this, because it's just completely different to any and everything I've ever experienced before. Oh, and overall, just, quieter than it ever has been before. Quieter and stiller it has been before. So I'm Danique. I'm 22 years old, and I turned 23 in a month and a half ish. Yeah. And it feels weird, yet exciting. But honestly, before I even get into my birthday, I don't even know where to start this. If you want to get to know me, I would. Okay, what am I even talking about? The way I see it, I wake up in the morning and the first thing I see usually is my phone. But on days where I'm my most authentic, raw self is on the days that I wake up, open my window, and I see outside, clouds and just sky, and I'll show you. This is what you see. And it starts slow, very intentional and purposeful, just well thought out. I am a follower of Jesus Christ. And it's a bittersweet feeling when I say that, because I know that I still fall quite a lot, and it just really guilt trips me. It just really, I'm a follower of Jesus, and I try to live day by day intentionally with him in mind. I almost stopped the video here because I don't know how to go into it, but so I want to tell you a little about what life currently is and what it was. I'm currently in my room, that I now call room, that a few months ago was my mom's walk-in closet. And so I've been living back at my mom's for, let me see, October, September, November, December, enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, July, 9 months. Well, pause. All right, guys, please help me do the math. I'm not really sure. Honestly, I'm just kind of distracted. 7 months. 7, 6. Prior to this, I used to live about an hour and a half away from Amsterdam, capital of the Netherlands. And I was a student, used to study international creative business, and I loved it. I was there for only 1 year, so it wasn't that long, but I enjoyed every single second of it. That might be a lie. All right, it had its dark clouds. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, but I liked it for the most part, because it was something that I never thought I would find myself in, and just overall very interesting and entertaining. It was just very, directed, and just creativity. I'm a creative. I like to create and always have. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what to do with my future. What if I just give it a try? And I went for it. And so the journey began. And it was challenging. Honestly, it was something at first because it was just a whole new world. But it was also simple and enjoyable. It was just something that I enjoyed doing. I would be lying though if I said that that was really something that I looked forward to doing in the future. Because even though I knew that that's what I chose as a study and that's what I kind of put myself to do, put my mind to do, you know, I would have to deal with the fact that I don't know what I'm gonna do after this though. So my motivation for it was kind of like fluctual. It didn't truly, it was kind of directionless. And so I just wanted to pass classes. I just wanted to pass exams and like understand what I was doing. And in that process, you know, life started hitting left and right, bro. Oh, like there was just a series of events happening, and you know, I was in a relationship at the start of the study. And I think I started in September, and so by November, the end of November, we broke up, and that breakup hit like a truck. It was my first ever breakup, so yeah, it was just a different thing to deal with, you know. So I mentally wasn't there. I was checked out on all boxes, and so it was just a tough time to focus on school. So, you know, obviously I do my best to like stay on track, you know, understand what's going on, just like pass classes, but I was unsuccessful. It was just tough to really keep up, you know. So grades go down, mental health down, and I'm struggling. So that was really something that kind of had me stuck at first, you know. The first 3 months of the breakup, you know, just trying to get by, didn't work out. Cool. So, you know, like at some point I started getting better. Like, you know, life is actually getting better, this and that, and I'm passing some classes, so I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so good, I'm happy. But then, well, yeah, so the end comes to the year comes to an end, and I chose to still, like, you know, like herkans, how do you say that, redo the tests. And I was given the option to either attend school while I'm on it or just do it at home. And I chose at home because I thought it was gonna be just chiller. Like, I don't have to go to school every day, you know, I can just do what I have to do and not have to worry about going to school. Cool. Yeah. Looking back, I'm grateful it happened that way, but looking back, I kind of, that, you know, gave me the understanding that, yo, you need community. There's nothing in this world that taught me that lesson, sorry, better than that, honestly, because you need community. So fast forward, results come in. I had like 5 tests to retake, and I passed only 1, so I didn't make it. And yeah, it felt like life is going downhill, so I really need to actually figure it out now. Or life is just over. What am I gonna do now? Okay. Some backstory to that. I came to the Netherlands almost, oh my gosh, I'm about to do like 4 years here. That's crazy. Almost 4 years here, and I moved here to study and to reach something. Yeah, just doing my best, trying to like do something here. All right, I had to take my shirt off. It's kind of hot, but I just found out that wasn't really the plan. Not for me, at least. And, you know, talking about this gets me emotional. Quite often, because it's like, dang, I really came here for nothing. And if I can be honest, you know, it's like, sometimes I still think that me coming here didn't really have like a reason, you know, like what am I actually doing? And so I just constantly hopped from study to study to study to study. But yeah, I finally gave it up. It's not like I had a choice, so I had to give it up, and I decided to take a gap year. So by the end of October of last year, I decided that I'm gonna move back to my mom's. I obviously had a choice, you know. I used to live just in a city, like I had a city life. But the funny thing is, I just didn't know what I was gonna do. So staying in the city wasn't really like smart to me, at least. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go for the safe bet and just go back to my mom's. So here begins the journey of going back home, you know, like just starting afresh, starting completely from ground zero and seeing what we're gonna be building after this. Let me just get this straight. I love my mom. I truly do. And I'm so grateful. But like after having like experienced independence, I just never thought that I would end up back at my mom's. And it really truly felt like, well, I failed. Little did I know what was coming was actually greater. The funny thing is, I don't know how it goes after this. I've been seeing some things unfolding that, you know, I've been praying for in the past few months that I just saw with my own eyes unfolding, and you know how life is getting better and like things are actually like coming back on track and stuff. And so you know, like I genuinely have no complaints. But if you told 7 months ago me that my life would look the way it does now, and that I would be trading that city life with a quiet city life, well, I mean just a quiet life in general, I think I would have thought about this maybe like 2-3 times before making that decision, you know? Truly. But so before I moved out from the city I was living in, I had a friend who a few months before moving out actually told me about this healing room. I don't know if it's like, you know, a few months or maybe like a year before. I'm not even sure. But it's funny because I just really thought that I was gonna be like okay with just knowing that. Even though it wasn't like a big deal, honestly. It's just a healing room. Like what, you know, like how big of a healing do you need for it to? So I kind of underestimated the whole thing. But obviously I didn't know. So yeah, I went, and basically healing room is you go there and you get prayer for whatever you want and whatever you're willing to get prayer for. And I specifically wanted prayers for a soul tie that I had to my ex. And knowing what I went through, knowing how I became after, I wanted out. I did not want that on me anymore. What a soul tie brought with it, for me at least, was anxiety. Crippling anxiety. Something I never really had, and it was something I really had to deal with. Because it was just like constant. Everything I did was just rooted in anxiety. So everything I poured came from anxiety. And I was like, you know what? Let's see how this goes. A few weeks pass, and you know, I meet with my friend again, and he's like, yo, so how did it go? Like, did you get healing for it? Like, do you notice a difference? Little did I know, though, that was only the tip of the iceberg. Throughout these 7 months living back at my mom's, I actually experienced the fullness of what that night at the healing room, getting prayed for that soul tie to be broken, really truly felt like. And I feel like it truly contributes to the life I'm currently living and the way I'm living, because my life is quiet, right? But it's unusually quiet, to the point where for about a good 5 months, I would say 6 months, I have just been hidden. I've been buried, to be honest. I haven't gone out. I haven't really drank or smoked weed, which, I used to do actually about 2 years ago. I'm just being transparent. Honestly, I was just a teenager who wanted to experience things for the first time. And I was in that space, but for 6 months, I was just present. And funny enough, I was present and in solitude. I didn't have a boy to tell my little, everyday life things, as I did when I had a boyfriend, or someone, like a talking stage or whatever, because I used to be in a talking stage quite often, because truly I truly have changed, and I'll get to that very soon. But it's mostly because I never truly saw life the way I do now, and I'm just so grateful that I do see life the way I do now, because life has changed in a way where